So hello everyone. This is not an X Chair X3, but this is what I've been sitting in since the middle of March, since we started working from home. And of course, this is gonna continue for a very long time. So first thing, when you're working from home, fix your Wi-Fi, of course, that's a good thing to do. Look into a mesh system or something. But next, make sure that you can be healthy and pain-free if you're going to be sitting around for 8 to 9 hours per day. I started looking for a chair that could meet my needs, which are unique. And believe it or not, it was really hard for me to find one that met all my needs and checked all my boxes. So this is the dining room chair I've been sitting in for a long time, as I said, and created some problems. What were the problems that I was looking to solve? So first of all, I have quite a bit of shoulder stiffness and neck cramps because I've been leaning forward since those arms really don't fit terribly well under this table. So it's been quite a mess. Lower back issues from leaning forward. Lots of pressure on my thighs because this thing has got some funny dimensions to it. Hard to get in and out of this chair, no wheels. So I'm kind of like sitting here against the wall, so just kind of really hard. And I'm in a kind of tight space, which is okay, it's fine. So doing some quick research, I realized I need a couple of things in a chair. Number one, I need some great back support. I'm kind of tall, it's 6 feet 2 inches or so. So I need to have something that can also support my neck. Never ever had that in a work chair actually so far, so I prefer to try and find that. Supportive seat, so it doesn't cut off circulation. A seat that's actually able to move back and forth, not up and down, not this way, but closer out so that it can actually support my thighs, which are kind of long because I'm a tall guy. Seat that's high enough for my legs and to adjust to this higher than usual table that I'm working on, which is my dining table. Other stuff, a wider seat would be nice. Most of these seats are 19 inches or something like that, so having a wider one would be fun and helpful. And then the arm adjustment, actually I didn't care so much, but to the extent that I could find it in a chair that was easy to use, I was like, that would be great. So that was kind of the background of why I started looking for this chair. And after doing all of that, I actually decided to go with this X Chair product, despite there being other options in the similar price range. And when I talked to the X Chair salespeople, they were like, get the X3. And given this would be a long-term thing, that is what I decided to do. All right, so let's unbox the X Chair X3 that I just received today. It was probably about 4 or 5 days from placing the order to when we got the chair. So let's go ahead and unbox it. Okay, so let's see what's inside the box. So the first thing we got is, assuming this is the base, so we'll put that on the floor because it's all about that base, no trouble. Then we will take the back out. It's cool, it's kind of cool. All right, wonderful. Let's see. And then apart from that, we have this other box in here, which I'm assuming is the rest of what I got. So I got an X3, so that's checked off. I did get the gray, I got the wide seat. Those were the options that I picked, so that's all correct. So thank you for that.
It's heavy.
All right, thank goodness for teenagers.
Big boy.
All right, excellent, thank you. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's see. So we got some arms. Put them out on the floor right here. this, everything seems pretty well packed, which is nice. So we got the two arms over there. This looks like it might be the seat pan, and I believe that that's right. Some hardware, some These are the standard wheels that come with the chair. Like I said earlier, I think I ordered a headrest and the hardwood wheels, but those are back ordered right now. So maybe in about 3-4 weeks, I will update this review talking about how we like or don't like those wheels and the headrest or not. All right, so we've unboxed everything, trying to arrange this kind of from the ground up, so to speak. So here's the 5 standard wheels. There is the base. That is what I'm assuming is the seat tube. That is the seat pan or the seat base, I guess, where we're gonna sit, where I'm gonna sit. Arm, fancy backrest, and lastly, the tools, bolts, and manual to put this thing together. So let us get started. So we want to note that as we're unwrapping the legs, that in addition to the plastic bubble wrap, they also included another sleeve of styrofoam, which is really thoughtful and will help in the shipping and would have helped in the handling to not scratch up that base. So that was very thoughtful. We've unpacked the seat pan. Really like the color. We're gonna flip it over now. Go ahead. Ooh, oh, look at that. It's pretty nice. That's the foam seat cover that's unique to the X3. Okay, we're gonna transfer this over to my son, who's gonna talk about the back a little bit as he's opening this up.
First thing I notice whenever I use a product is I try to see if the people who make it actually care about their product or not, or if they're just trying to make money. Based on the packaging here, with all the extra layers of styrofoam, bubble wrap, even the cardboard, extra tape and everything, seems like they really care about their product and they really care about preserving their product for their customer. Just feeling this with my hand, there's a really premium, comfortable feel to the fabric. Really soft, but still, it feels supported. If you can see right here, when I push, it pushes back.
Really thoughtful in putting labels on each arm so you know which one goes on which side. Everything's fairly easy to open. We did it just with a little pen knife. Didn't need to have too much effort go into it. I really love the color of this. I know it may look more gray in the video, but actually it's almost like a beautiful olive green. I'll try to take a photo later on to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's see. So we have the manual, which is kind of fun. I'm assuming these are the bolts that are needed, and a really handy Allen key. Fairly simple assembly instructions. So I'm hoping that this goes pretty quick. We have only 8 screws, or 8 bolts, I suppose.
Bolts and washers.
They're all the same type, so we don't really have to keep track of what goes where.
And we only need 6. They also give you 2 extras.
Oh, that's cool. This Allen key is so comfortable to hold. It's almost like it was designed by some ergonomics company. Amazing. So we noticed that each of these wheels has this amazing little spring washer lock mechanism, so that when we put it in here, the wheel's held into the slot by the spring washer. It's tight enough that it's not going to come out if we ever lift up the chair, but it's also easy enough to remove, so that when I end up getting my roller wheels, it's really simple for me to replace. Super smooth. Super smooth. So next up, we're gonna put the seat gas lift into the base, and given that the base is now probably at least 3-4 inches off the ground with the wheels, you can insert this pretty easily. So just drop it in there, and that is pretty much it. Not much more to that. Really simple. Next step, place the seat pan onto the gas lift. So you may want to look at where is that hole, and yep, put that onto the gas lift. There we go. And then they want you to sit on it and lift it up and down 3 times. So let's do that. And raise this thing 3 times while on the gas lift. So let's do that. So I'll lower it. Wow, this is really comfy. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And that thing there is the very simple to use raise and lowering lever.
Here, it's very self-explanatory. Right here on this symbol, there's arrows pointing up and down. So this is the lever that you use to adjust the seat up and down. And this is the lever that you use to adjust the seat up and back.
Front and back.
Shoot.
All right, we are ready for the arms. So the instructions, really simple again, say to insert the arms into those little holder thingies. Here are the bolts. Nuts, I guess, not bolts, or screws or whatever they are.
I think they're bolts.
And this is where that really thoughtful tool comes in so much handy.
Yeah, it's so simple. You just put your finger there, boom, tight.
Done?
That's it.
Okay, so now we've got the base of the chair pretty much done. And so we're just gonna go and attach the back when we do that. As we put the back on, I just want to point out, this is kind of cool. These little kind of ledges that will make it really easy for us. You want to pick that up for me? See those little slots there? To place the back onto the chair. Go ahead and do that. Ooh. It's okay. Which make it a lot easier to manage.
Just stays there. It's perfect.
Putting this on here. In fact, I'm just kind of letting go right now, and you can see that it just stays there, like no one's touching it. See, we haven't put any bolts or anything, but it just stays there, which is really nice. So if you're doing this by yourself, I mean, obviously I recommend getting someone to help you, but you don't really need the help because it's just so well thought of that this piece isn't going to fall over onto your head while you are working. So I think that's really thoughtful as well. So that's it. It's fully assembled, really smooth. That was so easy to do. And what's really interesting is no sharp edges anywhere, nothing that could really hurt you. Yeah, a little heavy to pick up the box initially, but assembling it was just, I would say, a joy. Now to try it, thinking about adjusting it now to kind of a higher level. So all you got to do is just like pick it up gently, and that's what ends up adjusting it. And I think it is ready for use. Okay, so let's give it a try. So first of all, I want to raise the height of this a little bit because I know I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm about 6'2". So I did that, and I'm going to go sit on it, and it's super comfortable, but you can see here that there's a good, I want to say 3 or 4 inches of space between the front of the chair and the inside of my knee, and that's not good for ergo. So one of the reasons I bought this chair was because it has a very deep seat pan, which is this, and it also offered a wider seat option, which is kind of nice because I'm not exactly light. So this is great. Most chairs are about 19 inches, 18 inches wide. This one's 22 and something, I believe, which is really nice. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this lever here and move that seat pan all the way in front, which actually helps this to now be between maybe 1 inch to 2 inches from my knee, which is actually the right recommended way to do this. Remember, I pulled this up, so this thing is actually sitting right in the small of my back, which is awesome for back support. And then the last thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to check the height of the chair. I'm pretty tall. Actually, my legs are really long, even though I'm only 6'2". I probably have the legs of a 6'5" person. So getting that right is important. If I put this chair really high, which is nice if you're super tall, like 6'7", 6'8", maybe, you would be just fine with this. But this is obviously too high. It's going to create pressure under my thighs. So what I'm going to do is gently drop it so that my feet are square with the floor, and that's the right way to sit ergonomically. And then the last thing which you can do with these arms is kind of like pull them forward and adjust them. So that's it. As you can see, the X Chair 3, this is the X3, fits really nicely. I've actually never had a chair that cradles my lower back so nicely, and I do have lower back issues, probably like most people who work in the tech industry over the years, and that's, it just feels really nice, really solid, and I'm excited to try this over the next few weeks and report back to you when I get my hardwood wheels and my neck rest or my headrest, which I'm hoping will alleviate some of the tension that's building up in my shoulders. Thank you very much. All right, so in my workspace, it fits really nicely under the pretty high table that I've been working on. And my wife wanted to make sure we don't scratch up the floors before I get the special wheels, the rollerblade wheels as they call them. So we put this little rug underneath. What I really liked as well was this just made it so easy for me to pick up the chair. I can do that with just one hand. The only thing that seems to be happening when I get in and out of the chair is that the backrest drops suddenly. It's happened a couple of times so far, but that's not a big deal. I was just able to reach around with these handles and just grip them and just pull it right back to where I want it. So really don't mind that at all. And when I am sitting, it's been really stable. You can see that beautiful green color kind of coming through, and it's really, the back is the same color. I think just the lighting is a little weird here. So that's it. That is the X3 chair from X Chair. The reason I bought this was because the salesperson, they were really effective chat online. She told me that the seat pan would be more comfortable with the padding given the number of hours I was going to sit. And I have to say that the unboxing and setup experience has been nothing short of a joy, and I am eagerly awaiting the headrest and the roller wheels. Thank you.